He hasn't. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It is Calypso History Month and we're celebrating, and I want to welcome the PRO from TUCO. Also, he's a Calypsonian celebrating Calypso History Month in fine style, where we reignite the Calypso magic. Talking about Mr. Rondell Donawa. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, Rokas.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
You're talking some bacchanal off here, but we will not bring that onto the People TV.
Please not.
Instead, we will discuss how TUCO has been celebrating Calypso History Month and how we plan to wrap up the celebrations. Now, first of all,
yes,
this is clearly not just a month of activity.
Of course, it's according to the calendar month, right? Once it's 30 days or more, right, it's considered the month.
So it's not a calendar month,
yes,
but it is 30 days, approximately 30 days. So when did the celebration start?
Well, the celebration actually started the beginning of October. Right, of course, Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization, we decided through the president to coin the term or the theme for this year, Reignite the Calypso magic, which really what we are doing is revolutionizing the Calypso industry, particularly moving from Calypso history directly into Carnival, as Carnival is an early season. So we started off with a Thanksgiving service and celebration, which was hosted by the General Secretary, Shirley Hendrickson.
Who celebrated her birthday just
yesterday?
Yes,
who celebrated her birthday yesterday, actually. Yeah. Happy belated birthday, of course. And there were many activities which we supported, of course, through various Calypsonians. We also had TUCO lecture series in terms of educational series where the South Central Zone went to the schools, right? Hosted by the South Zone, as I said. Brian London would have been part of that. Queen Victoria, Ras Commander, those from in South.
Of it?
Well, usually we bring Calypso to the schools. So it's basically narrating the history of Calypso, as well as having various Calypsonians perform to the students.
And how was it received?
So it was received very well. Rio Claro Secondary School, the organization visited. Also, we hosted Serval at the Nalis Library, as well as Marabella Secondary School in South. So it was really receptive. Of course, we have our media on Facebook, so we would have been able to share the content. So that, I mean, of course, you know, sometimes through Calypso, our stories are always told, obviously. And, you know, usually you just find that on the younger side, all they mostly appreciate is the soca. Right. So we intended to marry that and really give them, you know, a history, a talk, you know, have them perform, speak about how is it to compose, you know, and all these various things in terms of our month celebration.
Right.
And I mean, it has been a success thus far, and of course, our ultimate event.
Well, before you get to the one coming up, tell me about how it took place in Tobago, because we know TUCO was across there for Tobago celebrations as well. And you had a Legends concert in Tobago.
We had a Legends Legacy concert that forms part of our highlight event. That took place in Tobago 2 Sundays ago, so that was the 21st, I believe. So it was together with the Tobago Calypso Monarch competition. So there was a Tobago Calypso Monarch plus Legends Legacy, which was well received. And of course, in Trinidad, we're going to have the big show, of course, on November the 12th at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. And of course, this concept was basically where, you know, they always say honor any heroes when they die. Yes, we are honoring them, but we decided to use their children and their grandchildren to promote or to sing through their legacy. And this is why we are honoring, 5 of our past legends in the Calypso industry, starting with Kitchener, Merchant, Black Stalin, Shadow, as well as Rashotiai. And we have allowed their children and grandchildren, in this case, Kivan Kalist, who's the grandson of the late Black Stalin, to perform their set. And of course, we have Colonel Roberts, he's representing, he's representing Kitch, and also Second Star representing Merchant, son of Merchant, Isaac Blackman, Rashotiai, and who did I miss? Shalom Bailey. Listen, Shalom mash up Show Park in Tobago. It was an amazing show, and in Trinidad you are guaranteed to have an amazing time. And of course, we're switching up the venue a little bit, having it at the Hyatt Regency.
Well, I was about to ask about that, because, you know, when you talk about Calypso, I don't think a place like the Hyatt is what comes to mind most times, right? When we think of Calypso, we think of the tents.
Indeed.
We think of places that are more what they call, you know, on the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? And tell me about the decision to go to the Hyatt with this show.
Well, what we've decided to do is that we've decided to change this concept of how we do things, particularly the same old, going to the savannah, etc. And we wanted to bring a different atmosphere, right, while still allowing the ticket prices to be as low as possible, right? Of course, the tickets are general admission $250, VIP $300. So it was ready to bring a different concept and a different life to the organization, and two, to the show that we are promoting. Right. And of course, Hyatt, eventually you're breaking away, and we're allowing persons to feel celebrated by dressing up, by allowing yourself. That's the Wali weekend as well. And it's just ready to have a nice time.
Rondell, tell me about reigniting the Calypso magic. That's the theme that you're saying,
yes.
Right? We celebrating legends, we had the mass, we teaching people about Calypso. But what does it really mean to reignite the magic of Calypso? What is the magic that needs to be reignited?
And of course, the magic is really, plenty of people say, well, Calypso dying, Calypso dead. So it's about changing the culture, or changing the mindset in which we see Calypso, right? And this is where the concept, which was, of course, coined by our president, Ainsley King, in terms of bringing that spark back into the culture, bringing that spark back into the tent.
Right.
Because as we have seen, the numbers have dwindled. The numbers have dwindled. There are varying factors, at least for this year.
Right.
We would have had COVID. We just came out of COVID. And of course, usually the tent participants are aging. Right, so therefore persons may have passed on and various things.
That's a very politically correct way of saying that. Good job.
Indeed, yes,
Good
that's
job.
the lawyer in me. And then it's really about it's about encouraging and bringing more younger persons to the tent as well.
But when the Calypso monarch for 2023 is a young man.
Yes.
Right? We have a young Calypsonian now in the Senate. So we have young people participating in it. But why do you think young people aren't coming to see it?
I think really is a mindset that probably they feel as though Calypso is old people thing, right? Which it's not particularly in some regard, but of course we honor our cultural legends and our stalwarts, as we say, right? But that's a good point, because even when I was younger, as in school, I'm singing Calypso. Many of my peers, I grew up with singing Calypso, Karina Shea, Kizzy Rees, Maria Bola, and really you only find that they support you, or we get support when we're in the finals. So this whole school comes to the Calypso Monarch. That's it. But then sometimes, according to the school that you go to, they support you right through.
Yeah, and then we look at some of the people who were in those things, Orlando Octave, and they've come out of the Calypso thing.
Second as well, second star, sang Calypso.
All of these people. Yeah. But either way, we are celebrating Calypso History Month, and we wrap up the celebrations on November 12th at the Hyatt. I know that there's Extemporama happening on the 10th as well.
Happening on the 10th at the Lions Civic Center,
so you can check that out as well.
Yes, that would be amazing. Contender, having a zonal war. Gypsy.
It have all that back
and tickets. Don't forget tickets. All TUCO's office.
TUCO's office have all the tickets for all of the above.
Yes, Michelle Arima and Cleves and Crosby's.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, Rondell, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today, now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Natasha Lake and the entire team here at TTT, I want to wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing. Take care. But if a man is